We on the grid grind would like to send our condolences to a fallen football player from North Carolina High School, Mr. Deryl J. Lester of Northampton County High School jail. We on the green grind. I'd like to thank you for serving this moment of silence for the fallen player from Northampton County. Daryl, I know we always have this.
Yeah, just like last week, unfortunately, we just want to send our heartfelt condolences to the Northampton County Jaguars, their school, the county, the whole community, and we just want to let you know our thoughts and prayers are with you as y'all go through this.
Hey, plug your ears in, man. You know who it is, Slim Hunters.
Do you have the green?
Do you have the grind?
Daryl,
Shawn,
Eastern Regional. Okay, well, round 5.
were you round 5?
Eastern Regional
Yep,
Championship game.
yep,
Western Regional
yep.
Championship game.
There's a lot of championship games. Round 5.
A champion will be crowned Friday night.
And we got one team left standing.
And there was one.
That's what I'm here to say. There was one.
And then there was
The Northern Nash Knights are still standing strong.
on the road to them.
Again, a heartbreak to them. They
That's
went
my
down
one
to
win.
Havelock, broke some hearts,
Man, did they?
and here they are getting to go to Fayetteville soon. But, Shawn, before we can even talk about this team, we got to go back.
We got much
Friday
teams we
night.
got to go back.
Got to go back Friday night.
Let me jump to that. We're going to get to that game. And
Okay.
we was there.
Yeah.
So we got
Yeah.
a lot to talk about that game. We got Wilson Prep Academy.
Yeah.
Took their game down to West Columbus. Lost 16-21. A good game that Wilson Prep was in.
Yep.
A good game they were in. Just didn't have enough to stop that running back at West Columbus. And I think you could be talking to us more about him with that game.
The running back for West Columbus, Bellamy, was one of the guys that we talked about last week for West Columbus Vikings. And that quarterback, Kelly, like I said, he threw for over 1,200 yards for the season, had 17 touchdowns, and he just brought that game to them last Friday. And with him, Doris, Stewart at wide receiver, they just took care of business.
And it was a lot for Wilson Prep. They got behind. And when you're behind playing at another team's house, it's hard to play catch up.
Definitely all to play catch up.
Another game we got to talk about before we get to these two big games over here on the recap. Tarboro.
Yeah,
Let me take this break.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this one.
yeah, go ahead.
Because I think if we go back last week,
Yeah,
you say he's black.
yes, I
And
did.
you stuck with your pick.
I stuck
On
with my
Friday
pick.
night, hey, Tarboro fans, I tried to convince him to come back. But Daryl saw something in East Blended, and I'm not mean.
They played
2013.
That's what I was
They
gonna say.
played. They played up.
And that's
That
what I was
game went to the
expecting.
wire. It went to the wire.
went to the wire, and the thing was East Blatant running game.
That was
That's
the
what
key.
stood out to me,
That was the key.
and that's what kept them in the game.
Right.
And it was a
Tarboro had
close
not
game.
seen a team
No.
like that since Mount Everett that could run just like this.
Right.
But if you're Tarboro, it go back to what you said week one, I got
Yeah.
to use that word.
What's that?
All you want to do is just survive.
That's it.
It's survival mode.
This is all this is.
They
now.
survived to get to the next round. So what you do? You put that tape behind you?
Yeah.
You don't do that tape, don't you? Burn that
You
tape.
burned that.
And you say we in the round 5. You know what you said they had, don't you? They get ready for basketball
Don't
season.
get ready for basketball.
Our next game, before we get to the game we was at, Northern Nash. Right here where we at. I think the bus pulled. We right here
Yeah.
by the bus parking lot. They pulled out from exactly where we are sitting at
Yeah.
and took a ride, a 2-hour ride down to Havelock.
Mm-hmm. and played a good
And
Havelock
played a
team.
good Havelock team.
13-0. Undefeated, won their conference. You playing Havelock at home.
Number one seed in the playoffs.
Number 1 seed in the play. All of that.
All of that was, all the accolades were there.
Everything was there. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we were the only ones that was really seeing
that Northern Dash could do
get down there and win that game. And it started
42-21.
It started on their defense. And again, the halftime adjustments.
Because that game was close.
It was very close.
In the third quarter, it scored and started.
It just started. It starts with your playmaker.
Randall King.
He got the interception. It was an interception where he got that he didn't touch the ground, and he was able to run it back. And that was a smart play because he knew he wasn't on the ground, and he was able to run it in for a touchdown. And then just the poise that the quarterback that they had playing for them.
That's right.
Was able to get the ball to Randall King, and then the defense stepped up.
And sometimes if you don't have your starting quarterback playing, or you're in a rotation where you're going with your starting and your second string one, you kind of sharing reps.
Yeah.
When that other one comes in, whether he's got to play the entire game or he's got to share reps, you know what my message would be if I was the coach?
What's that?
I said, you be the game manager.
That's it.
Just manage the game.
And that's what
they were able to do.
They was able to do.
And he did have some explosive ones.
Yeah. And they shot Havelock because Havelock was not looking for that.
No.
And so, again, the third victim of that heartbreak tour.
Coming to a city or time near you.
The heartbreak tour is still on the ride. So they got a trip to Fayetteville. So we're going to talk about that game later on in the show.
And then we got to get to the game we was at Friday night, our primetime game we went to go do a live show with Nash Central Bulldogs.
That was a good game.
Horses. That was a good old school 2A football game at its finest.
At its finest.
Two good teams.
Yes, two good teams. Nash Central jumped on them early.
And boy, did they jump on
them. They had a game plan. They was able to run the ball. And if you take away a couple plays here or there in that second half, Nash Central could be going to that next round. That's how close they were.
That's how close that game was.
But Clinton is a good team.
Clinton was a good team, and their coach was able to go in. And we said that, Daryl, on the halftime show.
Yeah.
Can Clinton go in now? Because you saw what Nash Central was bringing to the table.
Right.
Can you go in, answer the bell, answer the adversity, take the momentum out of the game?
That's it.
And put it back on your favor.
Right.
That's what they were able to do. But, if you're Nash Central, the season ended for you Friday night. But, boy, you got a lot to hang your hat on this season.
You got a lot to hang your hat on because
11-3.
Yeah, 11-3, but you also got a lot of these players coming back next year.
They're coming back.
And that's going to be something I'm going to talk about later on in the show because there's a team that was in the same situation that Nash Central is in right now that is in the fifth round of the playoffs. And one game away from going to the state championship. And this team.
And they're right there because,
right there.
And that's one thing I want people to know that I heard, especially Nash Central fans, there are a lot of Clinton fans, because after the game was over with, I stayed around the car and talked to a few more people while the car was warming up. And the Clinton fans told me, boy, I tell you what, this is a good team from right up.
That's it.
That's all he said. This was a good team. We weren't prepared for this team like we thought we were prepared. We were glad to get out with a win. And when I told them a lot of them would come back, they said, that's going to be a scary team next year.
Definitely scary next year.
Well, we got to get ready to jump into the show, Daryl.
All right.
We got to go out west. It's time. We got to go west. We got a game out west that is a game I've been watching.
Okay.
Because I've been saying these two people were destined to meet for a 1A Western Regional Championship. The 14-0, 6-0 Mount Airy Grand Bears going on the road for the first time in their playoff run this season to the 1 seed, 13-1, 5-0 Robinsonville Black Knights in Graham County, North Carolina. Well, I got the road team.
Yeah, you got the road team.
Well, let me get them Granny Bears. Mount Airy has ran through everyone on their schedule. And we said that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We said we really couldn't get to them because there were so many other games we had. But whenever we got on them, we said they're just running through people. Mount Airy has not lost a game, knock on something, since 8/26/2023 to East Series 14-12. After that, I got to use your word. They locked in and got focused.
Yeah.
And throughout that run last year, not only were they rewarded a championship berth to the 1A state championship game, but they brought home a 1A state championship trophy to add to their collection. But I mean, this year it's just been Mountain Area versus whoever you put in front of us. We just gonna blow them out. North Syria, first game of the season. Everybody's ready for week 1. I don't care who you are. You've been practicing all spring. You've been practicing all summer. You're ready for that first Friday night when they turn those lights on. North Syria, 58-0. East Syria, next week, 49-0. Syria Central, 56-0. So in 3 weeks, they beat everybody in Syria County by big numbers. Ashe County, 49-7. North Stokes, 64-0. Starmount, 47-15. East Wilkes, 42-0. South Stokes, they said, okay, we're going to go to South Stokes, 77-0. Elkins, 63-0. Allergen, Elijah, Javi said somebody in the West put it down there to us how to say it, we'll get it right. 53-0. Union Academy, 55-3. Mitchell, 42-0. Murphy, 64-26. Eastern Randolph, 42-21. 8 winning teams. 3 out of the 8 or it was in the playoffs. But it starts with Tyler Mason, 136 yards on the season, rushing the game. Tashawn Martin, 93 yards rushing the game. Defense, Ian Gilmore, DeAndre Dandy, Tashawn Mitchell, Tashawn Martin, 2 interceptions. Walker Stump, 3 interceptions. Zach Goins, 3 interceptions. So this defense is saying if you throw on us and we're confident and right, we're going to get the ball. And now's our team when they get the ball, it's Big 6. It goes back to what you said about Clinton 2 weeks ago and last week. This team out area is focused. They're ready to get back to a 1A state championship game, and they're ready to defend their title.
Yeah, definitely.
But before they can get to Chapel Hill or NC State, they got to win another game.
They got to win.
And they got to go on the road to Robinsonville.
Robinsonville is a tough team to play. The Black Knights, like you said, they're 13-1, 5-0 in the conference. They won their conference, the Smoky Mountain 1A conference. I want to go back, though. Last season, this team was 9-4.
Okay.
They went 3-2 in the conference and 3rd in their conference. They made it to the playoffs last year. They lost to East Randolph 29-26. So I looked at that to say, okay, now that they're 13-1, what changed? Well, this team got refocused. They beat 2 good teams that they lost to last year. They lost to Murphy and Andrews last year. They beat those teams this year. But to get them to the playoffs this season, they played Thomas Jefferson, won 55-7. They played Mountain Island Charter, won 40-7.
So they're 3 times bad.
They played Swain County, who they played earlier in the season, and beat. And you know it's hard to beat another team like that in the playoffs.
That's right.
So they beat Swain County 30-24, and then they beat North Rowan 44-14. Again, key wins for them this season was that Mountain Heritage win. Mountain Heritage was 10-3.
Oh man, that's a big win.
They beat them 28-17. Then they played Murphy, 26-21. Beat them. Murphy's 9-4. Then again, that Swain County team that they played early in the season wound up their season. They finished with 11-2. So they beat Swain County 14-8 in the regular season.
Okay.
So they played some tough teams
They have
to get to this point. But I go back to say again, last season they was 9-4, lost in the playoffs to East Randolph. But they came back this season, got refocused, and now they're in the 5th round, 1 game away, going to the state championship. Their key players, quarterback, Donovan Carpenter. He's thrown for over 1,300 yards. He's got 10 touchdowns.
That's Western Carolina football at its finest.
Their running back, number 4, Coulter Adams, over 2,000 yards rushing. Again, then you got the wide receiver, Ledbetter. He's got 600 yards receiving. Defense-wise, you got Adams, you got Jumper, you got Williams, Calhoun. This team, the Black Knights, are focused.
They're locked in.
That's it. Locked in.
Locked in.
They are waiting for Mount Airy.
Yeah, because they're at home.
They at home.
And we said that last week.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being a road team and a home team. Home team, you only got 5 minutes to get to the field for kickoff.
That's it.
Road team, you got to get prepared early.
Right.
Get on that school activity bus.
Yeah.
Take that ride.
And They know for them to get to that state championship, they got to go through Mount Airy.
Beat the man, you got to beat the man.
That's what it is, and this is going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game.
I got a pick.
I got one.
But we got to wait.
Oh, we got to save it.
We got to wait.
We got a few more.
All right,
then
let's
we
go.
jump to 12-0. We're going to stay right in 1A football.
Okay.
12-0, 5-0 Tarboro versus a team nobody saw coming to get to this round. A lot of people said it would be the Rosewood or Wilson Prep.
Right.
They did not see this team, but 12-1, 6-0 Wakamaki champs. West Columbus said, we don't care about Rosewood, Wilson Prep. It's our time.
That's it.
So in this game, a Viking will win because both teams are the Vikings. It's held at Tarboro. You got the West Columbus Vikings.
The West Columbus.
Tell me a little bit more about it.
Well, we talked about this team last week when they was playing Wilson Prep, and I said for them, I picked West Columbus to beat Wilson Prep because of the way they beat Lakewood a couple weeks ago.
Right.
They beat them 42-0. But then they got a good quarterback in Kelly. Again, he's thrown for over 1,200 yards. Defense-wise, DJ Bryant, number 65, is the player on that defense. He's 6'2", 280, quick as lightning. Can control the ends if he's a defensive end. If he's a tackle, he's getting straight through. He's getting to the quarterback. Again, you got the running back Bellamy, who can control the game and can get you the yards that you need to keep the drives going. And wide receiver, you got Dorsey and Stewart. Those two guys can get open and make plays on offense. This team, again, like I said, they're 12-1 right now.
They are.
And they beat a good Wilson Prep team last week. So these guys are focused as well. And it's going to be a good game. I'm going to leave it at that. It's going to be a good game. So tell me about it.
I thought you were going to
make a pick.
Because it sounds like to me that you're about ready to make a pick.
But
I'm going to tell you, if you're going to make a pick, go ahead and make it right now. But you know, Tarboro.
I know Tarboro's watching.
You know, they the reigning and defending still Eastern Regional champs. So, and this game is on Tarboro.
Yeah, it is.
And you know, I love to remind you every week that you got to come down Highway 64. You got to see that billboard on 64 on the right-hand side. We see that sign that say, welcome to Tarboro. Right behind it, 8 state championships. Then you come on down to Tarboro Avenue, you come by the store, you make that left, you get to the school over there, and you see that other billboard that shows all those accolades. All the guys in the NFL out of Tarboro. All the accolades they won for is conference championships, Eastern Regional, state championships. And then you got to play football.
You got to play.
So you got to see all of that. But all the way to Tarboro, they have not lost since the state championship game last year against Mount Airy. Since then, it's just been the Tarboro, I want to call it the Tarboro Revenge Tour. And these are teams they have beat that are good teams that were playoff teams. Rocky Mount, playoff team. Hereford County, North Edgecombe, Southwest Edgecombe, who won their conference and got to the third round. Bertie, a second-round playoff team. Perquimans, Martin County, Gates County, Washington County. You know, we talk about this team every week, these same games. Playoffs. This is what I want y'all to understand to me. We talk about Northampton on this show because they are a good 1A program up there in Northampton County. Tarboro beat them round 1 of the playoffs, 48-0. Northampton has not been shut out this whole season. Then they had Southeast Halifax, the runner-up to the Tarboro Note Championship that played Wilson Prep in Tiger Stadium for a chance to win that championship. Tarboro shut them out 36-0. Then you had East Blake. And you said it last week. They had some good running backs over there.
They definitely got
you
good
said
running
this
backs.
could be an upset win over Tarboro. It was a close game.
Real close game.
Real close game. 2013. So if you're Tarboro, you had 2 blowouts in a close game. Now you're getting a West Columbus team coming in that's focused and looking to get to that state championship. But you know, Tarboro, I go back to what I always say about the Vikings. They the gatekeeper over here in the Eastern region. They the gatekeeper.
I told you, get through
They beat 5 playoff teams.
That's it.
They're the gatekeeper in this 1A. In this 1A, they're the gatekeeper.
It's just like up there in Mount Airy.
They're the gatekeeper.
They're the gatekeeper. And so Tarboro's the same down this way.
It's same names for Tarboro. Mason Satterfield, Cameron McDowell Moore, Caden Everett, Cameron Harper, Christian Gunner, Amari Lewis. I mean, they're averaging 52 yards on kickoff. They're averaging 21 yards in passes out the backfield. So when they ain't running the ball, they just doing that little running back screen, average 21 yards. I got to beat Daryl.
All right.
Go ahead and say it. It sound like I want to make my pick.
Yeah, it sound like you got your pick.
But I'm going to wait. I'm going to save it.
Okay.
So you say yours.
Yeah, I'm saving mine. All right, next game.
Oh, man. Let's go down. Let's go right back to where we were last Friday
Yeah.
night. 14-0, 5-0, the ranked 5 team in 2A football, the Clinton Dark Horses, hosting the 14-0, 7-0, 9th ranked team in 2A football, North Carolina, the Northeastern Eagles. You got
I got the road team.
Yeah, you got those Eagles. You
All
been talking
right,
about those
so
Eagles all
Northeastern
season.
Eagles, like you said, 14-0 this season, 7-0 in the conference. They won their conference. But I like to go back. Let's go back again. Last season, this team was 9-3, and this is the part that I want to talk about to Nash Central. This team last year was 9-3, 7-0 in their conference. They lost in the second round last year to Wallace Rose Hill.
They did.
35-31. They came back in this season, got refocused, and now they're sitting in the 5th round. Just like that.
Playing to get that state championship.
Playing to get state championship. So that is the encouraging part for our team here in Nash
That's
Central,
right.
that y'all can do this.
You got to that 4th round.
Right. So, but looking at that team from last year, they lost a couple games to. They lost to one of our teams, Rocky Mount.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to J.H. Rose, and of course that Wallace Rose Hill in the playoffs. But
3A, 2A.
that was last year. This year, 14-0, 7-0.
Everybody.
Playoff teams they beat North Johnson 41-21.
Playoff team.
They beat Holmes 55-28.
Good playoff team.
Beat Princeton 62-53.
One of the standards in 2A football.
Then last week they beat Whiteville 17-14.
Big win.
Their key win of the regular season was Hertford County. They beat them 43-42. We saw Hertford County. And you know they can score.
They can score.
Hertford County is a 10-3 team. So they beat a good team. But what stands out to me about this Eagles team, it starts with that quarterback. Tavares Jones, 3,200 yards passing for the season. He has 38 touchdowns. Let me say it again. 38 touchdowns. 3,200 yards passing.
Okay.
38 touchdowns for the season. Then you got Tyler Spencer, 2,500 yards rushing, 33 touchdowns. You got a wide receiving core in Harney, Saunders, Sylvester. They've got over 2,000 yards receiving.
So they spread the ball.
Yes, they spread the ball, but you say, well, okay, they must just be offensive minded. No, not this team.
Okay.
This team's defense starts with Bale, linebacker. The linebacker core is crazy. Number 4, these are the guys you need to look for on defense.
Okay.
If you're Clinton. Number 4, Bale. Number 10, Jalen Mallory. And number 16, Marcus Bauer. Middle linebacker, outside linebacker, and Roman linebacker. He's all over the field. These guys have averaged over 100 tackles this season.
Okay.
These guys are all over the field.
They covering the field.
This defense is covering. This is going to be a tough game for Clinton. I got to pick on this.
You got to pick.
Tell me more about the Clinton.
I mean, you talk about, man, Mr. All Range covering the field, and this guy caught this many touchdowns, and one caught touchdown behind his back going to the end zone. I'm about to say, well, do the Dark Horses need to come, that 5-minute walk out the stadium and run through that helmet with the fireworks? Hey, they got fireworks down there.
They got the
with the fireworks blast. I mean, do we need to do that? Do Coach Corey need to put the headset on Friday night? That's what I was thinking, but let me tell you about this Clinton team.
All right.
Because before we even get to what I want, my main focus is, you said their focus.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use that again, their focus. Northside Jacksonville, 47. Wallace Rose Hill, the 19th ranked team in the state for 2A football, 58-22. Lumberton, 4A, 41C. Whiteville made it to the 4th round, 47-14. Princeton, the 23 ranked state in 2A, 23 ranked team in 2A football, 40-14. West Blandon, 71-13. Red Springs, 56-15. Midway, playoff team, 54-0. St. Paul, playoff team, 56-16. Fairmont, 60-8. Playoffs, Kingston, 64-12. Bettyfield, the 30th ranked team in 2A football in the state, 56-15. Southern Alamance, 42-7. But let's get to last week.
Yeah.
The 8th ranked team in 2A football, Nash Central, 55-32. And that's where we're going to stay at right there. If you're Clinton, You have blown out a lot of good teams.
Right.
And you blown out teams you're supposed to blow out. But you could not have asked for the perfect storm than last Friday night to have a good national team come in there and play you to the wire. Because majority of the Clinton games, the starters out by what, third quarter, we say?
Yeah.
We're average third quarter, they're out. And, you know, you rotate a few in, rotate a few out. But to have to play a team to the wire, that's something they hadn't done all season. They did that Friday night. I don't know about you. But being blown out teams have to play a team to a wire, that's checking my checkbox. Also, we saw that their coach was able to incorporate other players in the game in that first half so that when we got in that deep water, those trenches, those main starters could get in and have those explosive runs.
Right.
You know, but it starts with Amir Williams. Then it starts with Josiah Robinson. And I'm going to tell you, I saw, and I got a name for Josiah Robinson. He is the difference maker for Clinton. When he gets in the game and he can get that seam, he's coming down there. Run down the lane like a freight train.
That's it.
If you're Clinton, that front four on the defense is the key to this game. But we didn't really get to see them pass that much. They made a couple passes, but not what we wanted to see where we can say, okay, this is a good pass run team. Because right now, if you ask me from just my nose off of one game, I think they're more heavy run balancing. I think you agree with me on that.
Right.
This is a hard game, but it goes back for Clinton is you had to play all 4 quarters before you get to this game.
Right.
Experience is the best teacher.
That's it.
I think now Clinton knowing that we can go into deep waters and we know what we need to do to go into deep waters because now Central took them there.
Yeah.
They took them way past the deep waters.
Yeah.
I mean, they were out there real deep. And now they know what they need to do for this game. This is, I can't lie, this is a good Northeastern team coming in there.
This is a tough
It's a
pick.
hot Northeastern team.
Yeah. This is going to be a tough pick.
But I will say one thing.
Yeah.
Is it the same Northeast team that Rocky Mountain hung up 40-some points on?
That's what I'm going to say. It's going to be a tough pick on this one.
Will it be a blowout game for both teams where we see a lot of high scoring, or will it be a one-dimensional game where it's low scoring? I can't wait for Friday night.
All right.
With that being said, Jared, let's
We got
go
one more.
We got one more.
And this is the big one.
Oh, yes, sir.
This
We
is
got
the great
one more.
grind.
Prime time. Game of the week. 13-1, 5-1 Northern Nash Knights. Taking that road trip down I-95.
Heartbreak tour.
They to come to a town near you to play 71st Falcons. 14-0-7. I got the road team.
Yep.
So I'm going to go first.
All right.
Last year, this game was played right here where we're sitting at the Death Valley. And the score was 23-22.
Yep.
Northern Nash was able to win in the last final seconds to get to a state championship game. And if you're Northern Nash, you moved on and went to a state championship.
Yeah.
You moved on. But if you are 71st, you lost. That bus was parked somewhere where we at over here. It was parked somewhere over here. You loaded up that bus and you took that long ride back to Fayetteville saying we were just 1 second away.
That's it.
From getting to Raleigh, getting to Chapel Hill, getting to Winston, wherever they were going to play that, we were 1 second away. So this team been thinking about this all season. But you got a Northern Nash team this year that's not that same team from last year. You got a Northern Nash team that to me now is more scary than last year's team.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat good teams. Good team.
Yeah.
Fight, third round team. J.H. Rose, third round team. Nash Central, fourth round team. The Grit and Grind, Franklin County champs, Franklinton. Rocky Mountain. Richland is a good team.
Yeah.
Southern Nash at their house. Scotland at their house. Havelock on the road, 42-21. Before I turn it over to you, Daryl, I want to focus on these last 3 games.
Okay.
Southern Nash, 35-32 in Southern Nash. The team that beat you 2 weeks ago to take away Grit and Grind Nash County Championship.
That's when it started, the heartbreak.
That's when it started, because they came back after that game, and they beat Rocky Mountain. And I don't know what happened those next 2 weeks of practice, but this team just got locked back in and got bad focus. Then you went to Scotland, a tough place to play.
Very tough place to play.
You won 45-44. And a lot of people said, 'cause I said it, you heard me say it.
Yeah.
You have done something you haven't had to do. You had to win 2 close games on the road. Well, you know what Northern told me this week?
What's that?
You said we had to win 2 close games on the road. We're going to go down to the 1 seed. And no disrespect to Havelock. Good program, good coach staff, good players down there, good students, everything. But they said, we're going to go down there to the 1 seed. In their house, we ain't going to win close. We're going to run the scoreboard. 42-21.
I got to give you credit. You called that last week. I said it was going to be a close game.
I said blowout.
You said blowout. You said it ain't going to be close.
I said it ain't going to be close.
That's what you said. But where they going this week?
They going.
Okay, so we're going to talk
Fayetteville.
They go to Fayetteville, 71st Falcons, 14-0, 7-0.
A good team.
A good team. And let's go back last season.
Okay.
Because this team was 14-1 last season. So in 2 seasons, they've won 28 games and lost 1 by 1 point. They haven't forgot that, just like you said earlier. How did they get here to the playoffs? They beat Triton 56-7. They beat Williams 40-20. They beat Fight. Then they came and played Southern Alamance last week and won 32-27. A very close game for them.
Very close game.
Key games that they won regular season was Cape Fear. Cape Fear's 9-3. They beat them 12-7. That was the closest game they had this whole season.
That's what happened.
They just took off. They took care of business. But it starts with that quarterback, number 11, DeAndre Nance, 1,500 yards passing, another 1,400 yards rushing.
Okay.
32 touchdowns rushing the ball. Then you got Jason Franklin, 1,300 yards. He's a quick running back, number 3, hard to bring down. And then I call him Bruce, number 14, Donovan Frederick, number 9, 1,400 yards rushing. But he played better. Okay. This team is a tough team. Defense-wise, you got Jackson, Frederick, who I just talked about, Thomas, Wallace, Hill, and Lucas.
He may be related to
the way he plays. He got to be.
He got to be.
So, all these guys got over 100 yards tackle. So that tells me this team knows how to tackle in space. This is going to be a tough game. This may be the toughest game Northern Nash has played since they played them last year.
Well, you forgot the other guy, Mitchell, Strickland, Randall King, Trey Battle, Azur Lauren, Jaquil Arrington, Connor Baker, DeZill, Andrew.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. They bring a lot back
to the table. They bring a lot to the table.
And to me, this team is better than me. This team, to me, I feel like this team feels like we either can beat you close or we can blow you out. You pick your poison. We gonna play however you play. We gonna mimic your style and play to your ability.
Yeah.
And try to pretty much outsmart you with the smart things, not getting penalties. One thing they don't do.
And the halftime adjustments.
That's the key word every time
you talk about. They make the best halftime adjustments. So we might as well go ahead and do.
Let's go ahead and just jump.
Let's go and jump to the picks.
Let's look at 4A, Daryl.
All right.
Cardinal Gibbons. And I had to put this one in there because both of these 2 teams had 2 big wins.
Yeah.
If you asked anybody last week, it would have been Roseville hosting Cleveland.
Right. That's what we
Cardinal Gibbons went to Roseville, knocked out Roseville. Hogarth went to Cleveland, knocked out Cleveland. So now you get Cardinal Gibbons versus Hogarth. And Hogarth.
I'm going Cardinal Gibbons.
I'm going with the Crusaders, Cardinal Gibbons.
I'm going Cardinal Gibbons.
Another team I want to talk about. 2 teams that won't expect to get this far, but they're playing over there in the Western 3A. Dudley versus Hickory.
I'm sticking with Hickory. I picked them last week. I'm sticking with Hickory.
I'm going to jump on the train. I'm going with Coach Joe Glass. I got a chance to see the Red Tornadoes. Hickory gets to a state championship. All right, now it's time for the grit and grind games.
All right, here we go.
Mount Airy going to Robinsonville and Graham, North Carolina. Time to make that pick.
This is going to be a tough pick for me.
Tough pick.
I mean, the Black Knights, they got Adams with the ball loaded. You got Carpenter at quarterback. They got a good defense, and this team has improved from last year from 9-3 to 13-1. And they beat a good Swain County team. That's what I'm looking at. That was 11-2. Mount Airy's going to hate me, but I'm going with the Black Knights.
Robinsonville.
I'm going Robinsonville. Black Knights going to win this on the upset.
I'm going Mount Airy. You hear the school bus. They're ready to pick us up. I'm going Mount Airy, Darryl. Our next game, 1-8 Eastern over here. West Columbus Vikings. One of the hottest teams
Yep.
in 1A right now.
Yep.
A team nobody expect them to get to this game.
Yep.
A lot of people had Wilson penciled in. A lot of people had Rosewood penciled in.
Yep.
West Columbus said, it's our time. It's our time.
Yep.
Taking the ride down Highway 64 to play the Vikings of Tarboro in Viking Tarboro Stadium.
It's going to be a good
team.
game.
That's a good West Columbus
They're going
team.
to come in. They're going to see all the accolades.
They're going to see the billboards.
They're going to see the billboards.
Accolades on the other billboards.
All that.
See
but they
Tiger
know
Loaded.
all that. And they know that for them to get to this state championship, it runs through Tarboro.
You got to beat the bag.
I'm going
They're
West
the
Columbus.
gatekeeper.
I'm going West Columbus.
You sticking with it?
I think the quarterback play is going to be the difference in this game. I'm going West Columbus. I think Kelly's going to be the difference in that running game with Bellamy. It's going to be close now. Don't get me wrong.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be a close game. But defense-wise, DJ Bryant, I think he's going to make a difference. Yeah, it's going to be a close game. Maybe by 3, but I'm going the Vikings.
Vikings of West Columbus.
For the upset.
It's the reason why they're the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
That's why I call them. They're the gatekeeper. You know what the gatekeeper do? Holds on to the keys for another season.
That's it. Okay.
Give me the Vikings of Tarboro. Our next game, going down to Clinton.
Going back to Clinton.
Dark Horse Stadium. The Eagles of Northeast are taking a 3-hour ride
Yep.
down to Clinton to Dark Horse Stadium to play the Clinton Dark Horses for a chance to a 2A state championship game. Big pick, right there. Tough pick.
I don't want to make this pick. But the Mr. Producer man said we got to
We
make
got to
picks.
make it.
He
He
said
said
we got to make
it.
picks.
We got to make it.
This is a tough one for me.
Tough pick. Two good teams.
Two good teams. Northeastern.
We saw Clinton live.
We saw Clinton live.
We seen Northeast no tape.
I think just the quarterback play again with Northeastern, with Jones. He's able to throw the ball. Then you got a running back in Spencer who can run. Good defense with the linebacker core. I know Clint gonna hate me, but I'm going with the Eagles on this one for the upset.
Northeast Eagles.
I'm going with
Advance to a 2A state championship.
I think the Eagles will be able. It's gonna be close again.
Be close.
But I think the Eagles will be able to come out because of their offense and the potency of their offense with the able to throw the ball and run the ball. I mean, with Clinton, you're going to have to pick your point. Do you load the box to stop the run, or do you back off and spread it out? And then that just opens up the lane for the running game. So, and then defense-wise, their defensive players are just that linebacker is the real deal.
It sounds like the real deal.
So, it's going to be close.
Okay.
But I think the Eagles will come out with the victory.
OVC.
I'm going with the Eagles.
Dog horses. Time is down. It's time for that ride, and not the last ride. Let's ride to a state championship. Shawn for the grit and grind. Give me the dog horses.
All right. And our
And
last game.
The grit and grind.
Prime time.
Game of the week.
Yep.
Northern Nash. It's been a long time we have. Boy, I feel like every time we say Northern Nash, they taking a ride.
Yeah.
Been a long time. It just don't feel comfortable saying it sometimes. Northern Nash taking the ride down I-95 to place the 71st Falcons for a chance to get back to a 3A state championship game.
And we'll be at that game.
We will be there live.
Green Ground will be there. Woo. This going to be tough again. These are all tough picks for me.
This is a hard week.
This is a very hard week.
Because like we said last week, when you get to round 4 and round 5, you can't go chalk. Round 1 and 2, you can go chalk and pick up some upset because you can look at some teams and say, okay, they lost to this team, but they're a good team. But when you get down here, you know, I'm going to go back to what Coach Lee said. When you practice that Thanksgiving, you're a good team.
You're a good team.
Just a good team.
I'm looking at this, and I think the advantage is going to be 71st because you're playing them at home. That's going to be the advantage.
That's the advantage.
That's going to be the advantage.
That's the advantage.
71st,
remember what happened to Death Valley?
Yeah, you got Nance at quarterback. I mean, you got a dual threat quarterback. He can run the ball and throw the ball. Then you got Franklin, 1,300 yards, number 3. And then Frederick. He comes in and he gives you that pound running game. And they have not forgot about last year.
That's hard. That's
they are focused on this.
Right.
It's going to be close again, but I'm going 71st. I'm going 71st. Final answer. Close game.
In Death Valley.
In Death Valley. No.
No, I'm talking about, I'm saying, because we in Death Valley.
Yeah, we
doing the show today. In Death Valley.
Yeah.
You're going to make this answer. You're going to make that pick. for 71st to win at their house on Friday night.
I'm going 71st on this game. It's going to be a close game, though.
Oh, yeah.
North Nash don't hate me, but this is a good 71st team, and prove me wrong. That's all I can say. Prove me wrong. Prove Daryl wrong on this pick, but based off playing them at home, I think 71st. Yeah, I think 71st come out with a victory, but it's going to be a small victory.
Small.
Yeah, I'm going 71st.
Okay. Y'all heard it. You're going 71st. Northern Dash. They just craned up the school bus waiting on me and Daryl to get on there. Bus driver told us about 3 times, come on now. So he waiting on us to get so we get to this game Friday night. Northern Dash going to Fayetteville. Put these cars down, Daryl.
Uh-oh.
And you know what they're going to do when they go to Fayetteville?
What's that?
We're going to carry that big Northern Dash flag.
Yeah.
And you know what we're going to do then?
What's that?
Boy, we're going to get a helmet.
Uh-oh.
We're going to put it on. And we're going to play some football Friday night.
Now.
And when we get done playing football, we're going to take this helmet off.
Okay.
Because they going to be the end of our season.
That's not.
Because that flag going to be planted.
Okay.
That Northern Dash came to Fayetteville and won. And got back to a state championship. Give it the Knights to get back to the state championship. Northern Dash gets a win.
Okay.
For the second time.
For the
over
second
71st
time.
to advance to a state championship.
All right.
We want to thank everybody for tuning to the Grid Grind Sports Show podcast this week right here on Studio 67 NCC on YouTube and Channel 19. They're also telling how they can reach us on Instagram and watch the live show and the post show.
You can follow us on Instagram at Grit and Grind Podcast NC. Just follow that handle and you can follow us, see all our contents and so forth. But like always, Sean, we'll be in Fayetteville.
We will.
Friday night.
For our live show.
Yep.
We'll be down there with Northern Nash. And for all the fans in the Clinton area, if you can't get out to the game, first of all, check out Jonathan Griffin. He'll give you links on how you can listen to the game Friday night if you're Clinton fans that's watching our show. Also, Clinton fans, tune in to Bucksweet Sports with my man Chris. There's some more breakdown for this game with Clinton and Northeastern.
Yeah.
And as always, Daryl, do you have the green?
And do you have the grind?
And don't forget to tune in to other episodes on Studio 67 NCC. We will see you Friday night in Fayetteville for a chance for one of these teams to get to a state championship.